Greetings, my name is Don. I'm starting this channel pretty low tech in order to simply get started. I've typed out my script on a cheap Chromebook and I'm recording this on my Samsung Galaxy S9 phone, uploading it straight from there to my new YouTube channel without any editing. I love how the last couple of decades of computer technology advancements has made recording and uploading video content so easy. I'm very grateful for platforms such as YouTube that have made this content so accessible. As I continue, hopefully I'll have some good video editing which will allow any viewers to watch this without having to stare at my face. But for now, at least this is a start. My channel is called Moral Literacy. It's a little play on words. It combines the ideas of literacy, morality, and iteration. Morality is a subject I've been interested in from a young age. Moral literacy implies a fair amount of education regarding the subject, which I find almost non-existent these days. What does exist is moral opinions, and that's understandable as in some subjective ways we're all experts. Add to that the concept of iteration, of taking a hypothesis or theory and building technology based on your understanding, testing it, learning from the test, and having that education go back and inform your understanding of the theory. This is the process of iteration. When you do it many times, you see things like the current state of many technologies we enjoy today. Moral iteration is something that has not been permitted by most of human society. There's one exception. All moral theories tied to enslavement have enjoyed many iterations over the millennia. This is very unfortunate for us, as one of the primary attributes of the domination that is slavery is that it doesn't permit experiments that threaten that domination. This means that morality as a science has only been permitted to advance in theory, but not in technology. This has broken the iteration process and has left us with the amazing contrast of such things as electric self-driving cars in a society ruled by caveman morality. As this contrast became visible to me over the years, it reminded me of a particular moment in my childhood. I remember sitting in my bed, preparing for sleep, watching the shadows of tree limbs march across my room every time a car drove down our street. I was feeling happy and a little bit wondering. My mind was wandering and ended up at a question. The question became more important as I turned it around in my mind. I was a teenager, probably 13 or 14 years old, and the question I asked myself was, who will I be when I'm in my 30s or 40s? That was as far as I could possibly imagine. I imagined having a conversation with my future self. I was wondering who I would be at that age. I'm currently approaching 50, and I've thought about that moment a lot. I am now the person I was wondering about. My younger self had all kinds of questions and wanted advice. Teenager me at the time wanted older me to tell him what he should do, what plans to make, how to prepare. What was the world going to be like? Was I ever going to kiss a girl? Would I be a dad? Would I have money? I had read plenty of science fiction and fantasy books by that time in my life, and the idea of time travel had been firmly planted in my young brain. If only my future self could give me a few pointers, what an advantage that would be. Now, as that old guy, I spend too much time wishing for a reset button that would take me back to that time, knowing what I know now. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I like to imagine I was able to show up and give that kid a few pointers. While I won't be able to actually talk to him, little me, perhaps I would be able to help someone else. Perhaps one of my 4 children could take a bit of my life lessons and put them to good use. Perhaps there's a kid out there who is now asking similar questions and could benefit from my experience. So, with that hope, I'm going to share what I've learned about where we came from as a species, where we are now, and what might be possible for us individually and for the whole planet. It's an amazing time to be alive. There's a ton of bullshit floating around, and many who actively work to confuse young people. I want to speak to what I see, what I've learned, and to my hope and excitement for a wonderful future. That's what this channel is for, and hopefully it won't be just me for very long. I want to invite others. I want to have conversations and debates. I want to visit the people who are not just enduring to the end, but who are living and working to create the technologies and the communities that keep the rest of us going and happy. Let's see where this goes. If you've found me, then welcome, and I hope we can have a fun philosophical adventure.